children generated, right? So they are called as generated but not expanded nodes. So we pick up the best node from the open list, right? So every time we will pick up the best node from the open list. And how do we pick up? We use the heuristic function for finding the score of each node, and then we pick up the best heuristic value node. So that is selected from the open list, right? And there is another list which is called as the closed list. So closed list is basically used for maintaining those nodes which are actually generated as well as expanded. So generated and expanded means their children have also been generated, or you can say their successors have also been generated. So, so as I was telling you yesterday, that open list is basically used for selecting the best node from the successors. And what is the use of closed list? So basically, closed list is basically used for checking for a duplicate node, because if a particular successor was already generated before, so that successor, we have to find out that whether it is generated before or not. So it could be generated as well as expanded also, or other option is that it could be only a generated node. So basically, that duplicate node might exist in the open list or in the closed list. So in any one of the lists, it can actually exist. So that is why we need to check both the lists. So we need to check in the open list also and in the closed list also, in order to find out whether a particular node is a duplicate node or not. So that is why we need the closed list, right? So if a particular node is already existing, means it was already generated before, and it belongs to the open list or the closed list. So in that case, we have to find out which path is better to this node. So basically, this path is better, this new path is better, or the old path was better. So if the new path is not better, suppose the old path is already better than the new path, so we don't need to do anything. We can just ignore this duplicate node. But otherwise, if the new path is better, so in that case, we will have to basically reset the pointers to the parents. So we have to reset the pointer so that now the parent of this duplicate node is the parent of the new node, basically, whatever you have just now found. So that node's parent will become the parent of that particular old node, which is the duplicate matching node. So basically, you have to reset the pointer so that the new path is available to that node and the old path is not considered, right? And one more thing, if that node, which is a duplicate node, it has got some children also, right? Suppose it was generated as well as expanded, so it will have some successors also. So we have to update the cost of this particular node as well as the cost of the successors of this node. Okay, so there is one important thing over here. What I'm saying is updating of the cost. Okay, so updating of the cost of getting to this node and to any successors that this node may have. So in the case of the cost function, which we have studied till now, is the heuristic function, right? So heuristic function tells you how far you are from the goal state. So basically it is telling you that what is estimate of the remaining distance from the current state to the goal state, right? So that is a cost function which does not take into account of the path. It does not take into account of which path is better, right? So in order to take into account of which path is better, we introduce basically another feature in the cost function. So that feature is that we also consider the path from the initial state to the current state. So if the path to the new node is better, that means the cost of getting from the initial state to the current state is less than the old path. So then we will consider the new path. So then we will make the new path as the best path to that node. So basically, updating the cost means you have to update the cost of getting to this node, because the cost of because the old path was having a more cost than the new path. So you have to update the cost of getting to this node and to its children also, if there are some children of that duplicate node. So basically, in the best first search, we have used the cost function as a heuristic value. right? But in the next algorithm, that is the A star search, we will be using the cost function as a combination of the cost of initial state to the current state plus the cost of current to the goal state. So basically it will be taking care of the paths also. So if some particular node is duplicate, then it will use the other cost function to find out which path is better. So that is taken care of in the A star search algorithm. So basically A star search is basically a practical implementation, or you can say an advanced version of this best first search, where you are using a separate cost function for making this possible, this thing, to update the cost, basically changing the parent if this new path is better. So how this occurs, basically you will reset the pointers and update the cost. So that is done through another cost function in the A star algorithm. Are you able to understand this concept, students? I'll be explaining you A star search also in the next few slides. But is this clear or any confusion in this cost updating concept? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now let us see one example of best first search. This is one other example of best first search algorithm. So we will just use the concepts here also. In the best first search algorithm, suppose we are starting with a starting node. So we'll just try to implement best first search for reaching this goal state L, right? So from the starting node, so this is the search process of best first search for this particular example. So first of all, we will expand the node S, right? And the children of node S are A, B, and C. Fine. So basically, your open list would contain A, B, and C, and there is not, and the closed list would contain the starting node, right? Initially. So this is what is written over here. So node being expanded is S. So basically, that is got expanded, so it is there in the closed list, you can say, and children are A, B, and C, and the cost functions are also written. So basically the heuristic value of A is 3, and for B it is 6, and for C it is 5. So that's what is written over here. So that all three belongs to the open list. And then the closed list, so basically you have 3 nodes in the open list. So now which one you will select? You will select the best one from these 3 in the open list. So basically, which is the best one? Which is the best one? The one with the lowest heuristic value. So that means which one? A, right? Yes. So basically we will select A and expand it, right? So basically when we expand A, it will go to the closed list, right? And the children of A will be again going to the open list. Fine. So children of A are D and E. So now in the open list, you will have D, E, B, and C, right? So you see here in this table, I have written all the things. So if you see here, A was the chosen node. So A has gone to the closed list. And now the children of A are D and E. Their heuristic values are also written. So now D and E are the child of A. So they will go to the open list. Open list, A and B were already there, right? So total of 4 elements are there now in the open list, B, C, D, and E. And the order of open list would be, so basically the order in which the nodes are generated, they will be placed in the same order in the open list, right? So basically we generated, right? So Nitin has already given the answer. So we generated first B, then we generated C, and then in the last we have generated the children of A, that is D and C. So your order will be B, C, D, and E, correct? So your open list contains of B, C, D, and E, and out of these, which one you will choose for expansion? C. Okay, yes. C you will choose because it has got the lowest value of 5, right? So that is what is written over here in the second step. We have selected C. So C moves to the closed list, right? So now C moves to the closed list. So we take the children of C. So there is only one child of C, which is H. So now your H also goes to the open list. So now H is in the open list, and what all were already there in the open list. So you just see here in the open list, you have this B, D, and E, they were already there in the open list. And now you have H also. So B, D, E, and H. And the order is also the same because B was generated first, then we generated D and E, and now we have generated H. So the order is B, D, E, H. So now from this B, D, E, H, you have to select the, now again you have to select the maximum one, I mean the best one. So the best one would be with the lowest heuristic value. Yes, so B will be selected, correct. So yes, so B will be selected. So B will move to the closed list and the child of B is, so now B is selected, so it will expand itself and the children are F and G for B. So now when you select F, so basically F and G are now again going to the open list. So now if you see your open list becomes your B has moved to the closed list. So we have D, E and H and F and G are just now generated. So your open list consists of D, E, H, F, G and the order is, so order is also first of all D, E were generated, then we had H and then we had FG. So the order is D, E, H, F, G, right? That's what is written over there. So the yes, correct. So D, E, H, F, G is the order. And now which node will be selected for expansion? The best one. So which is the best one now out of the open list nodes? H, correct. So H has got 7 value. That is the lowest, right? So you will select H from this open list. Now you will select H and expand it to I and J. So children of H are I and J. So now your open list consists of I, J, D, E, F, G. Correct? Let's see. Yes. So D, E, F, G and I, J. These 6 nodes are now in the open list. So now you arrange them in the correct order. So first of all, you had generated D and E, then F and G, and then finally I and J. So this is the order D, E, F, G, I, J. Yes, correct. So now you have your open list consisting of 6 nodes. So again from these, you have to find the best one. So basically the one with the lowest heuristic value. So which one? I. Correct. So again you select, so basically you select the best one now. So I. So that means I will be expanded now. So you see the graph, I will be expanded and the successors of I are K, L and M. So K, L and M will again go to the open list and I is going to the closed list basically. So now in the open list you have D, E, F, G and K, L, M also. So you have basically 7 elements or 7 nodes in your open list now. Correct. So you see here you have D, E, F, G and then J was also there. Okay, yeah, J is also there. J was also left behind because you had expanded I. So J was also there in the open list. So D, E, F, G, J and K, L, M. All these are now in the open list. Correct. So if you see the last step, step number 6, your nodes in the open list are D, E, F, G, J, K, L and M. Yes. So now you have got these 7 nodes in your open list. So again, you have to choose the best one. So that will be the one with the lowest heuristic value. So which one you will select from the open list? L, because L has got a 0 heuristic value. So basically L is the lowest heuristic value node. So you will select L. And 0 means you are 0 moves away from the, basically a heuristic score of 0 means you are 0 moves away from the goal state. So that means you have reached the goal state actually. Correct. So that is why your search will stop here because your goal state is reached. And also it is given to you in the question also that your L is your goal node. So basically you have reached the goal node. So you will select L and then your search will stop. Fine. So basically in the best first search, you are always selecting the best node from the open list and the nodes which have already been expanded, they will be moved to the closed list. And you go on proceeding like this until you generate the goal state. Fine. So this is a sample tree for showing you how best first search works. And this is an example of how the open list and closed lists are generated. So this is basically the explanation of best first search which I have given to you. And one more thing which we have basically not taken in this example is the case of a duplicate node. So you will always check from the open list the best element, and you will select that element and you will find the successors. Now those successors you will again update your open list, and now from that open list you will select the best one and go on until you reach the goal state. But if some node is generated which is already generated node, so in that case it is called as a duplicate node. So in that case you will have to see which path is better, the new path is better or the old path to that node is better. So if that new path is better, so we will have to update the cost of getting to this node via the new path, and to any children that this node may also have. So you have to update the cost of getting to this node as well as to any children which this node may also have. So basically updating the cost means the heuristic values won't change, because heuristic values will tell you the cost of going from current to goal state. So that will not change, because if the node is the same state, then the cost of going to the goal state would be same for the same node. So if it is the same node, if it occurs 100 times also in the graph somewhere, the cost of going from that state to the goal state would be same only, right? But if it is occurring 100 times in your graphs at different positions or at different levels of the tree, so the path from the initial state to that particular node in all the 100 paths would be different. The path length would be different, right? So some shorter path will always be better, right? So if the same node can be reached through a shorter path from the initial state, then you will consider that as a better path. Fine. So that is why we also take care, we also incorporate an additional cost function, and that cost function is the cost of getting from initial state to that current node. So that is an additional component in the cost function, which we basically try to implement the best first search only in the form of the A star algorithm. So basically that cost function we are explicitly defining in the A star algorithm. Right? So this is basically, you can say, a more practical version of A star algorithm, the best first search only, A star algorithm. So let us go for, this is the best first search which I have explained. So now let us start with A star search. So A star search is just like best first search only. The one thing which I have told you, in the case of duplicate nodes, it checks for which path is better through another cost function. So we have an additional component in the cost function in A star search. Fine. So the A star search, just if you define A star search, so A star search is basically a branching and searching technique. It's a branch and bound search, we call it like that. So it's a branch and bound search with an estimate of remaining distance. So basically we are taking into account the remaining distance using the heuristic values, right? Combined with the principle of dynamic programming. Dynamic programming means that in the particular state we are choosing the locally best solution. So it's a dynamic programming. So you are basically dynamically selecting the next nodes depending upon the heuristic values, right? So basically whatever is the best node in the open list, depending upon its cost function, you are selecting that one at each particular iteration. So as you proceed in the A star search through the tree, you will always select the best node from the open list, right? So depending upon its cost function. So basically that's called as dynamic programming, because that's how you are proceeding through your search tree in every iteration dynamically. I mean, dynamically at every iteration or at every level of the tree, you are selecting the next node that is the best one. So every iteration is selecting the best one. So as I told you, in the difference is that you are using an additional component in the cost function. So that additional component is G value. Okay. So this is an important thing, students. Please note this thing, that in addition to the heuristic value, in the case of A star search, you are using a G value also. Okay. So heuristic value is the same thing which we have in the best first search also. So heuristic value is basically the cost of getting from the current state to the goal state. Correct? So that is same. But the additional G value which we are taking into account in this algorithm is basically, so this G value is basically the cost of getting from initial state to current state. So whatever path we are following, we will just find out that what is the G value for that current path. And if they, so basically what is the use of this G value if in case you have duplicate nodes. So in the case of duplicate nodes, in order to find out which path is better, you use these G values. So this G value is very important when you want to check, when you want to basically change the paths if there is a duplicate node. So in that case, you will use this G value. Fine. So basically, the rest of the procedure is same as for best first search. So basically, there are two lists in A star search also, similar to in best first search. So in A star also we have open list as well as in the closed list. So initially your initial node is there in the open list and the closed list is empty, right? So this is the initialization condition. Your open list contains the first node, that is the starting node, and your closed list is empty. And your G value is 0 and F value is H. So why is this so? So your G value, I'll just zoom this 1 minute. Yeah. So your G value is 0 for the initial node. Why the G value is initialized to be 0 for the initial node? Can anybody tell me? Simple logic. It's the starting node, correct? So basically it's the starting node. So the cost of getting from starting to the current node is 0 basically, because you are already at the starting node. So the cost of getting from initial to the current state is 0, right? So G value is 0 for the initial node and F value. So basically here one thing more you have to note here, students, that the cost function here is basically the sum of G plus H. So the cost function is defined as fx is equal to gx plus hx. So basically that g is your g value and h is your h value. So g is the cost of getting from initial to current and h is the cost of getting from current to goal. So if you add both the costs, then you will get your cost function. In the best first search, you were using the h value as the cost function. Here you are using the g plus h, that means f, that as a cost function, right? So that is also one difference over here. So now if you see here, what do we do here is from the open list, we will select the best node and that is the node with the least, I mean the best value of f. So in your best first search, you were using the heuristic value h for finding the best element in the open list. In this, you are basically using your f value to find the best element in the open list. Okay, so initially your f will be h because g is 0, so f is equal to g plus h, so that is nothing but h. Fine. So now we want to reach the goal state. So this while loop will continue till when? It will continue till your open list becomes empty or you reach the goal state. So if current state becomes goal state, you will terminate, or otherwise if your open list becomes empty, that means there is nothing to search. All the nodes you have actually scanned and now you are basically generating, you are basically scanned and generated all the nodes and now there are no new nodes to be left. There are no new nodes left to be scanned and still you are basically not able to find the goal state. So you will be stopping over there if your open list becomes null. There is nothing in the open list. All the states are now in the closed list. Basically, you have expanded all the states and you have found no solution. So that then it will stop. So that is the terminating condition for the while loop. Now, basically what you are doing in A star search, it is basically very similar to best first search only. You will take the node from the open list with the lowest F value, right? That is what you are doing in best first search also. You are selecting the one with the lowest heuristic value. Here you are selecting the one with the lowest F value from the open list, right? And and you will select it for expansion. So it will move from open list to closed list like you do in the best first search, same thing. So you select the best node from the open list, that is the node with the lowest F value, and call it the best node, right? So up till now it was the best node. So if it is the goal, it is very good. If it is not the goal state, so basically you will generate the successors of the best node, and then those successors you will basically mark that the successor's parent, what is the you will, for each successor you will basically establish its parent as the best node and compute its G value. So basically um, for all the successors of this best node, you will compute their F values as well as their G and H values. So basically their G and H values and the F values you will find out, and then you will just repeat the procedure. So basically from the successors, you will just move them to the open list, all those successors, and then from the open list, you will again select the best node, which will be the one with the lowest F value, and then that will become the best node, and then from that best node you will select the successors, I mean you will generate the successors, and you will compute their F values and append them to the open list. Then your open list will again get updated. So from that updated open list you will again select the best node with the lowest F value, and like this, and you will make that as a best node, and so on. So basically like this you will go on proceeding as you do in the best first search. So basically the process is similar, only difference is that you will select the best node as the one with the lowest F value from the open list, right? And as you go on generating the nodes and expanding them, so you will move the node from open list to closed list, right? So this is the same process. Normally you will follow the same process. Now there are two exception conditions in the A star algorithm if you have a duplicate node. Okay, so basically if your so you had a suppose you had a best node with the lowest F value, and you generated the successor of that best node, fine, and that successor is already generated node, it's a duplicate node basically. Okay, so if it is a duplicate node, that successor will either belong to open list or the closed list, right? So if a successor is basically a duplicate node, then only two conditions are possible. It will belong to open list or the closed list, right? So if that successor has got children also, it will belong to the closed list. If that successor was only the generated node but not the expanded node, so it will not have any children, so it will belong to the open list, right? So two cases are there. So you have to check both the list. So if the successor, so we have to check two conditions, if the successor belongs to open, or else if the successor belongs to closed. Fine. So if in the case successor belongs to open, then also it's a duplicate one, and if it belongs to closed, then also it's a duplicate one. Correct? So now first of all we'll check for the first case if the successor belongs to open. So basically if the successor belongs to the open list, so that means it is a duplicate node, so it was already existing node. So now you will check which path is better, whether the current path is better or the old path was better. So how you will check the paths? So basically how you will check the paths, you have an additional G value, right? So you have an additional G value, and that G value is telling you the estimate of going from initial to the current state, correct? So what you do is you compare the G values of both the nodes. So basically your successor is a duplicate node, so that means there is a matching node in the tree somewhere, right? So basically you compare the G value of this successor of best node with the matching node. Fine. So if the G value of this successor is less than the G value of the matching node, that means this new path is better, right? So if the G value of successor is less than the G value of the matching node, which was already existing somewhere in the tree, so that if the G value of the successor is less, so it means that the new path is better, because the cost of going from initial state to this successor is less because its G value is less, right? So this means the new path is better, right? So in this case, so suppose your new path is not better, then you don't need to do anything, correct? Suppose your G value of matching node is less than the G value of successor. So in the other case, when your G value of matching node is less than the successor node, so in that case, the old path was better, right? So in that case, you don't need to do anything. So you will just delete this successor because it is already a worse path. So this new path is already worse, so you will just delete this successor. You don't need to take care of that. But suppose if the G value of successor is less than matching, so it means you have found a better path, correct? So in that case, you have to basically reset the pointers of the parent node. So basically now the parent of this successor node will become the best node, right? So basically the successor and matching nodes are the same nodes only, right? They are duplicate nodes. So basically whatever was the matching node or and the successor node, they are basically the same node, right? So let us say your B, let us say the name of the node is B. Okay, so B is a successor node also and it is the matching node also. Basically it's a duplicate node somewhere in the tree. So basically the cost of getting to this B via best node is better, right? So the cost of getting to this B via best node is better rather than its old path. So now you will do what? You will reset the pointer. So how you will reset the pointer? So you will make the parent of this B node to be the best node. So you started from the best node only and you generated its successor. Now this successor is a duplicate node. So you will check if the successor G value is better or the matching G value is better. So if the successor G value is less, that means better. So that means your best node should be the correct parent of this successor, right? So you will make the parent of successor to be the best node. Otherwise, the parent which was the earlier parent of this matching node, that was correct, right? But now since the new path is better, so the parent of successor has to be the best node. So like this, you will reset the parent of successor to be the best node and you will change the value of G and F also for this particular successor basically, or the matching node. Successor and matching node is basically the same. I am just using two different terms here just to tell you that matching node is the old node and successor is the new node which we have generated. But they are actually the same nodes, right? Because they are duplicate. Fine. So you'll make the parent of successor node to be the best node. And since now you have changed the path to the new path, so the G value of this node will also change and the F value will also change. So that B node was there through an old path. So now its path will change. So its G value and F value will also change. Fine. So this is the case when successor is belonging to the open list. But successor, if the successor belongs to the closed list, so in that case, it is the having children also, right? So the only difference here is that if the successor belongs to the closed list, so it is an already generated node. So you will again follow the same process, That means you will compare the G values. So if the new path is better, if the old path is better, then you will just delete the successor. You don't need to do anything, right? And if the new path is better, so in that case, you will reset the pointer basically. So you will change the parent of successor to be the best node and you will change the G and F value also of the successor node, basically the matching node, right? And one more additional, or you can say extra step you have to do is that because it belongs to closed list, it is having children also, right? So you will propagate the changes to the children also using depth first search. So basically what you will do is you will have to update the cost values of the children also, because now you have reset the pointer and this B node, suppose B node was there as an old node and B has got children also, right? So when you reset the pointer of B to the best node, now the path to B has changed. So the path to B, since the path to B has changed, so the path to B's children have also changed, right? So that is why you need to update the cost of G value of B's children also. So you will, so propagating the changes to the children means that you will update the G value of the children also. And if the G value gets updated, F value will also get updated because F is G plus H. So basically you will update using depth first search. So basically if suppose B has got two children C and D and then C has got another child E, like this. So you will use depth first search basically to update the cost of children of B. So you will first of all update the cost of C, then you will update the cost of C's child, then you will update the cost of the next branch, that means D, and so on. Okay, and one more thing over here is that if while updating the cost of children, you again find a duplicate node in the children also. Okay, so this is one thing which you can also understand through your analysis also. So the same thing you have to follow through for the children also. So while you are propagating the changes to the children, if the child is also a duplicate node, if some child is also duplicate, then again you have to follow the same process for the child also. So basically, if the child is also a duplicate node, then again you will find out which path is better. The current path is better to the child or some old path is better. So if the old path is better, then it is okay. If the new path is better, basically, so basically if the new path is, no, it's the reverse basically. So if the new path is better, it's okay. If the old path is better, then again reset the pointers, right? So basically you have to follow the same process in the children also, if there is a duplicate child. Are you able to get an idea, students, what is happening in A-star search? It's basically best first search only with some advancements. Are you able to get this, students? I will have, we have an explanation slide also in the next slide.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, when we are selecting the better node among the two, matching
What?
node and the success,
When we are?
ma'am, selecting the better node out of two, the matching and the successor,
Yes, yes.
then are we
Huh.
are we considering the child also of the matching node?
No, no. We are considering only that node only as a, if there is a duplicate node, then that node successor and matching are basically the same nodes. So we are considering the G value of both of them. Only G of successor and G of matching.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so why basically the G value is telling you the cost of reaching that node. So if suppose, let us say there is a node B and B is there now also and it was previously also generated through some other path. So then it will have a different G value at that time. And now it has got some different G value, right? Because the path is different. So G value depends upon the path, right? So the path will be different. So G value will be different. So we need to find out which path is better to be, old path or new path. So we will compare the G values of both the paths. I mean, both the B's. We'll compare the G values of both the B's. And whichever G value is less, that path is shorter path. So we will use that path. So we will basically update the B so that we will reset the parent of B to this new path's parent basically. I mean, the parent of B in the new path will become the correct parent of B. Okay, so you will see an example also. We will take an example also to help you understand. But is this clear, students? Some concepts are clear. You will understand this through the example also more clearly. But are you able to get an idea what I am talking? All of you, please respond. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So students, I will just make a summary of what I just explained. So these are the steps of A-star search. Okay. So basically some of the steps are basically common to best first search only. So initially we have open list and closed list. So basically the starting node is there in the open list initially, correct? And the minimum F value node is taken from the open list, right? So we calculate the values of all the nodes in the open list in every iteration and we choose the node with the minimum F value. Fine. So basically, and we will add those, we will expand that minimum F value node and generate its children and add them to the open list. Fine. So now the open list gets updated. So now you again choose the best one from the open list with the minimum F value and you designate it as a best node and you basically keep on updating your open list every time and just keep on selecting the best value and move on. And whichever node is having its children also generated, you just keep on moving it to the closed list. Fine, at the same time. So basically, this is the normal procedure which we follow. The only exceptions here is when in your duplicate node occurs. So the duplicate node occurs. So if the node is same as a successor, so it's already existing in the open list. Okay. So that means in that case, it's a duplicate node. So you will compare the G values. So if a node which is same as the successor already exists in the open list with a lower G value. So that means the old node was having a lower G value. So in that case, you just don't need to do anything because the old path was better. So you will just skip this duplicate node. You will just skip this node. You will just delete this successor, right? But if the new node is having a lower cost, basically it's having a lower G value, then in that case the new path is better. So then we reset the pointers. So we'll reset the pointer so that this new node's parent becomes the correct parent of that duplicate node, right? So then we reset the pointers and also update the G and F values of this node, because G value will change because now your path has changed, and F value will change accordingly, right? Now this is the case with the open list. If the node exists in the closed list, so if it is there in the closed list, but it is having a lower G value, so that means the old path was better. So again, you don't need to do anything. But otherwise, if the new node is having the lower G value, so in that case, you will reset the pointer and update the G and F values of this node. And the one additional thing which you have to do is you also have to update the cost of its children, because it has got children also. So you have to move the children also along with that node to the new path basically. So you'll have to update the cost of children also, right? And one extra thing which I told you, which you have to take care, that while traversing through its children also, okay, we need to follow the same procedure, right? So it may happen that there is a duplicate node in the children also. So then also you have to follow the same procedure for that also. So basically you will check for better paths. So while traversing through its children, we will check for better paths if available. So if there's a duplicate node, you will check which path is better to that child, right? So you'll compare the G values of the current path and the path. So basically whatever was the old path to that duplicate child or the new path that we are following, which one is better. So you will reset the pointers accordingly. So the same process basically you have to follow for a duplicate node occurring in the children also, right? This is what is written over here, right? So this third and fourth points are important in the case of A star search. Otherwise, it is normally best first search only, just the cost function has changed. Okay, and these duplicate node points, that means points number 3 and 4, they are also in a part of best first search also. Okay, so if you see here students, in best first search also, this C part, second point, so just see that point. That point is also the same point only, which is there in A star search, because it's also written over here. If you see here, it has been written in best first search also, that if this node has been generated before, then change the parent if this new path is better, and update the cost also. So the same thing is written in best first search also. But how do we implement it? We are actually implementing it practically in A star search, this particular concept, using an additional cost function. So basically A star search and best first search are basically similar algorithms only. Just A star search you can say is an advancement over best first search strategy. It follows the same strategy. So these are the steps of A star search, and then we will do some examples to tell you about how does it work. Students, please ask if you are not clear about A star search, or should I move ahead with the example? Can I take this example, students, or you want to ask anything? Please ask if you are not clear about A star search. Okay, can I move ahead then? Okay, fine. Fine. So let us, fine. Okay. So let us take this example for the A star searching. So just to help you understand how it works clearly. So just see this graph. Okay, this graph is given to you and your goal state is F. Okay, you want to reach F, and your starting state is this start, where start is written, that is your starting state. Okay, and you want to reach this F. Fine. Okay, and your heuristic values are also given to you. So heuristic values of each of the nodes A, B, C, D and E, they are also given to you. Fine. So heuristic value of A is 4, B is 2, C is 4, D is 4.5 and E is 2. This is given to you in the question. And the edges cost is also given to you. So if you see here, the cost of edge from start to A is 1.5, from A to B is 2, from B to C is 3, and from C to F is 4 and so on basically. So basically what is this telling? It is the edge cost basically, right? So if you add up the edge cost up till a particular node, what you will get? So if you add up the cost of add up the costs of the edges up till a particular node, what you will get? Yes, exactly. So you will get the G value. Yeah, Deshpriya is correct. So basically you will get the G value of that node, right? So like this, you can calculate the G values of a particular node, and H values are already given to you in the question, right? So now let us start from the starting and let us try to reach the goal state. Fine. Using A star search. So every time your cost function would be F value. So F is equal to G plus H, right? So every time your cost function will be F value, and you have to find out what all nodes are there in my open list, and you have to select the one with the lowest F value every time from the open list. Okay. So this is what you are going to follow. And if there is a duplicate node which exists, then you will follow a different process, right? So let us start now. So you start from the starting. Fine. So what are the nodes which will be the children of start? So basically the successors of start will be A and D, right? Because A and D are the neighbors of start, correct? So there are only two nodes in the open list, A as well as D, right? So you have two nodes in the open list currently, A and D. See the chat box, students. Fine. So you have two nodes A and D. Fine. So now you find out the F values of A and D. So F value of A would be, so just see the F value of A. So what will be the F value of A? That is G plus H, right? So G is the cost of getting from initial state to A. Fine. So from the starting state to A, the cost is given as 1.5. So that is the G value of A, correct? Plus so G plus H, right? So G is 1.5 and H is given to you in the question as 4. So basically your F value of A becomes 5.5, right? Similarly, you calculate the F value of D. So F value of D would be G plus H again. So G means the cost of getting from starting state to D. So that is the edge cost of this edge start to D. So the edge cost is 2 given to you. So 2 plus H value of D. So H value of D is 4.5 in the question. So that becomes 6.5. See the chat box, students. I'm typing on the chat box. Okay. So now you get the D value, the F value of D as 6.5 and the F value of A as 5.5. And there are only two nodes in your open list. So which one you will select? The one with the lowest F value. So that means A will be selected. Correct. So you will select A. So A is selected for expansion. So now A will move to the closed list, right? So now A moves to the closed list. So your explode nodes are starting node as well as A. So explode nodes means because the nodes in the closed list. So explode nodes are the ones in the closed list, right? So your closed list contains now the starting node as well as A node. And now so basically A you are selecting. So the successor of A is, there is only one successor of A, that is B, right? So now what all nodes are there in your open list? D was already there in the open list and B has come as the new node in the open list. So you have got now two nodes in the open list, correct? What are those nodes? D and B, right? Fine. So you got now B and D in your open list. So again, you calculate the F values of B and D. So the F value of B is equal to G plus H. So can you tell me what will be the G value of B? What will be the G value of B? See, the G value is equal to ES, correct? So basically the G value of a particular node is the cost of getting to that node. So basically it is the addition of the edge cost from the starting node up till that node. Okay, so that means your edge cost from start to A plus the edge cost of A to B. So that means your edge cost of start to A is 1.5. So 1.5 plus, and the edge cost of A to B is 2. So 1.5 plus 2, that means 3.5. So 3.5 is the G value of B. And the H value is given to you in the question. So just see the H value. It is given to you in the question as 2. So 3.5 plus 2 is 5.5. And the F value of D you already know, you calculated it before also. So 6.5 was there. So F value of D was already calculated as 6.5. Okay. So out of these, which one is the less one? B is the B or D. So basically the F value, which is the lowest F value, is B, correct. So then you will select B, right? So now you have B and D in the open list, so you have selected B. So now B also moves to the closed list, right? So in the third step, B moves to the closed list, and now you generate the successors of B. Basically, you have generated the successor of B and it moves to the closed list. So successor of B is C. So now what all you have in the open list? C and so what is the open list now? Your updated open list. So your updated open list consists of now C as well as D was already there. So C and D, right? Okay. So now your updated open list contains C and D. So again, calculate the F values of C and D. So you calculate the F values of C and D again. So the F value of C would be G plus H. So G of C would be the edge cost up till C, right? So the edge cost up till C is from starting to A, then from A to B, then from B to C. So that means 1.5 plus 2 and then plus 3. So G value of C is equal to 1.5 plus 2 plus 3. Okay. So G value is of C is basically 6.5, right? So this is the G value of C. And what is the H value of C? It is already given to you in the question as 4. So 6.5 plus 4 gives you 10.5. So the so the F value of C is nothing but 10.5. Fine. So this is the F value of C, and F value of D you already know as 6.5, which you calculated earlier also. So now you select the best one out of these two. So now D is selected because D's F value is less now. Fine. So you select D and then you expand D. So D moves to the closed list now, and the neighbor of D is E. So E will be there in the open list now. And what was there previously in the open list? So if you see the previous step, C is there in the open list and D is there. Now D moves to the closed list, so C is still remaining in the open list. So C is there in the open list from the third step, and from the fourth step you have got E as the neighbor of D. So that means C and E are there in the open list now. So C and E are there in the open list now. Fine. So now you find out the F values of E and C. So F value of E, again through the same process. So F value of E is equal to G plus H. So G value is the edge cost. So basically the edge cost of starting node to D plus the edge cost of D to E. So that will be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So 5 is the G value of E, and the H value of E is written as 2. So 5 plus 2. So H value is 2 and G value is 5. So total value is 7. So F value of E is 7 and F value of C. C was calculated earlier as C was 10.5. So F value of C is already calculated as 10.5 and F value of E is 7. So which one you will select? You will select the one with the lower F value. So that means E. So now E will be selected and expanded. So E will move to the closed list. And the children of E is F. So the successor of E is F. Fine. So now what all are there in the open list now? F is there in the open list, and from the previous step you have C in the open list. Fine. From the previous step you have F. From this step you have F. From previous step you have C. So F and C. C is already calculated as 10.5. So F value of C is 10.5, and F value was hello, hello. Yeah, students, 1 minute. The connection had gone. Just a minute. Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. Yeah, 1 minute. Can you see my slide, students? Okay, fine. Fine, okay. So I was explaining the last step of this algorithm. So the last step was we have reached this F, and in the open list you have F and C. So you calculate the F value of F, right? So F value of F would be G plus H value of F. So G value of F we had calculated as the sum of the edge cost up till F. So that will be starting to D, then from D to E, then from E to F. So that will be 2 plus 3 plus 2, that gives us 7. So 7 is the G value of F, and what is the H value of F? H value of F is 0 because this is the goal state. So that will have a heuristic value of 0 because we are 0 moves away from the goal state. Correct? So H value is 0 and G value is 7. So 0 plus 7 is 7. So F value of F is 7, and for C we had already calculated F value as 5. So select because it's value, so it's selected and you reach the goal state. So that is how you terminate because you have reached the goal state. Okay, that is the process of here also we have maintained the open list and closed list, but the only last function over by considering also, right? Now there and how the idea example in this idea of how to work duplicate node. Parents, me now I will. Okay, 1 minute.